spend a few minutes talking with Dano. Dano was one of the vendors that we had at Debbie's Benefit Ride, one of the co-producers of this show. She's suffering from breast cancer. So Dano was willing to light up her life and light up her bike. Dano did this with some cool white lights and made her bike even pop more than it already does with all the chrome that's already on the bike. So let's talk with Dano, find out about the lighting of Debbie's bike, and just check this out. Well, we're here with Dano from Evening Illusions, and we're going to talk about the bike that he did for Debbie's benefit. In fact, this is Debbie's bike, and Dano, you put some lighting on this bike for her for the benefit. Tell us a little bit about the lights you put on this bike.
Correct. Well, we decided to put cool white on this bike because it really accents the color lines on the bike really good, and there's so much chrome on this bike it'd be useless to put any colors on here without having cool white.
Now, do you have an idea of how many light strips you used?
I'm guessing around probably 12 to 14 strips, I would say, on this bike.
Okay. And on this one, it's got a unique remote control. It does several different things. Can you tell us what the different features are on it?
Yeah, it's a 4-channel remote. Flash is more or less a strobe flash. It flashes and strobes, and then the fader, just like I said, goes in and out, and then there's 4 brightnesses on the on and off mode, 25%, 50%, 75%, and 100%. So if you don't want your lights all the way to the, full brightness, you can dim them back a little bit,
Okay. And then you say you could actually leave these on sitting on a bike for, an hour or so.
Oh, yeah, an hour or so, no problem. I've had people, leave them on 4 and 5 hours without it running the battery down a lot. The LEDs doesn't use a whole lot of current, but, a bike battery is kind of small as opposed to a car battery. But, yeah, you could leave them on 4 to 5 hours with, no problem on a drag on the battery.
Yeah, yeah. Now, one thing is, like here again, you came to Debbie's house and did this at her house, and you do that with all of your customers. I'd say 90% of them, all they do is you say, hey, here's where I live, I want my bike done, and you show up at their house with everything, all the tools required. Is that how you always do that, or is that 90% of the time?
No, I do that all the time, and the reason why I do that is because I've heard so many stories about people taking their bikes to bike shops, and a lot of people just frown on doing it because they at least have to leave them overnight when they take them to the bike shop, and sometimes they stay there for weeks on end. I want to get away from all that, I'll put the lights on while they're right there with me. They see exactly what I'm doing, know that I'm not doing anything wrong to their bike while that they're not in the presence of it,
Right.
And that's the one idea that I had, when I started this business. I wanted to make sure that the customer was satisfied and was with me during the whole process.
Okay, okay. And like you say, you can design lighting for, like you did on this bike with the cool white, but you can go with all different colors.
We deal in 7 different colors right now, but there is different colors that you can get that are special colors that I can have custom made.
Now, for those of us who are out there watching the program now, if they need more information, where do they go to? You have a website?
Yeah, our website is www.eveningillusions.com. If you Google search Evening Illusions, I'm sure mine will be the first one to pop up.
Because you do travel around the area doing local motorcycle events also.
Yeah, I do a lot of events in the area when I'm not really busy doing the installs. Lately here, though, I've been doing a lot more installs than events, and that's because the demand is higher for the installs right now.
Right, right. Because of the warmer weather, we're out riding more at night and in the evening time, and we need to be seen at night, and this really helps out with safety on the bike.
That's correct. You'll be seen a lot better. Like if somebody's at an intersection and you're passing, you have the LED accent lights, it's going to be a whole lot better to them to see you as opposed to the OEM lights.
Right, right. And you had an incident with a deer again that went the other way.
Yeah, that's correct. I was riding down an old country road and the deer came out to the very beginning of the road and he looked my way and he seen those LED accent lights and he turned and went the other way like pronto.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, if there's anybody who has any interest in lighting, if you've got questions, Dano's website is where I would recommend you go for more information. And if they have any questions, they can send you an email or on Facebook and just ask whatever they might have, and you can answer it right there.
Well, yeah, or also there's a phone number on the website. If they're local, they can just call me on the phone. I'm always available. If they have a question on an install that they did themselves or one that they had me to do, all they have to do is call.
Right. Because more information you needed, go to Dano's website, and if you have any more questions, contact him through the website or the phone number, and he'll be more than happy to light up your light and keep you seen at night. Hey Dano, thanks for lighting up her bike. It's going to make her happy as can be to get that bike out once she gets through all the treatments and gets out and riding her bike at night. So we want to, wish Debbie the best. She helps produce this show, keeps us on the straight and narrow as best we can. So keep her in her prayers, and she's going to kick this without any trouble whatsoever. So we'll see her out there in a nighttime riding, hopefully very soon. At this time, we'd like to thank everyone for watching this episode of Two Wheel Thunder. If you have any comments about this show or a suggestion for any future show, email us at twowheelthunder@hotmail.com.